Everybody, and welcome to the Benefactor at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, as we join Corinne, Nick, Rodrigo, Felicia, and Kate with our adventures in Illyria. Don't forget, you can help or indeed hinder, as someone has done so already. Thank you, Hermit, for the finesse point for Nick. By looking at the options in the chat bar, you'll soon collect up those channel points, sometimes to our chagrin, but you know. You can join our community if you haven't already by finding the Discord link in the channel notes, or you can support us with what we do by becoming a subscriber. Speaking of which, thank you, Hermit, recently for 13 months, and Corinne for 16 months.
Yay! I'm subscribed to our own channel.
Does this count as embezzlement?
Anyway, let's get into the session as we go to episode 123 of the Benefactor. I can't use this camera.
Sorry, start your intro again because I didn't unmute us. Go.
And we're back. Hello to everybody in chat, and hello to our
so
players.
you never seen the intro before.
Oh, cool. Zay's never seen it. Yes. So Nick won't be using his camera today, and Felicia will be on in just a moment.
Don't compliment Simon on the intro.
No. He's complimenting the art.
He's complimenting the art. Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, Felicia took ages on, those beautiful tarot cards, and various people made, including Felicia, made that beautiful art. And then I slapped it all into Google Slides and put that together in about 5 minutes. So yeah.
Don't compliment Oliver.
Yeah, the fact I use Google Slides makes me the shame of the stream. Anyway.
But yes, everybody, please compliment Felicia on the art. The art is amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's tied this stream together. So.
Oh yeah. So things that happened last week that are very important. Me and Felicia got married in a game.
Yes. I was going to go around and say, what did you do? And then I realized, oh God, one of them is, yes. So Cat Girl and Bunny Girl in Final Fantasy got married. I couldn't attend. That wasn't out of protest. I was doing literally anything else available in the world. So, yeah.
You're literally that guy who's like it's literally the joke of like, you know, you're the hero or whatever, and you're like, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna do some carpenting.
Yeah, it's a case of, yes, I need to drop things on my feet. I'll be back later. So, hello to Dacia, Wing, Kev, Scumfuse, feels better soon, dude. And Hermit, who I know is lurking, and Unka and Mr. Ehol. Wow, a lot of people in today.
The whole gang is here today.
Yeah,
all the warriors.
Yep. So when we left off last session, we finished off in Atlzoran, which mostly was a visit to troll Excellence Tezcatlipoca, which bore fruit.
It became the roasting of Excellence. It's funny, everyone got into calling Excellence a goddamn fucking idiot.
Yeah, and yeah, certain things were jumped upon. One of them was Cora embracing some of her Fey heritage and taking a step closer to that world and breaking free of some of the restraints of being mortal and using scrying in a slightly different way. And as she did so, she saw Excellence talking to the most humongous fucking pit lord you've ever seen, Barakymos. You called Excellence up on it, and recovering pretty quickly from the, oh, you know about that, just started brokering. At that point, he shifted the room into the void, into another plane of existence where it couldn't be scryed on, and started pointing out the plan, or at least the intention as far as he's concerned, that he is going to be the Tezcatlipoca's man in hell for the events ahead. However, in order to do that, he had to get baptized, but there's a problem, which Nick / Farewell figured out right from the start. You have to be genuinely willing to be baptized. It's like asking for absolution. You actually have to want it to get it. And somehow Excellence managed the job. After that, you finished up collecting all of the various information. You had a word with Hope, who apparently is having a few crises of faith, and then headed back. When you headed back into the Hawk and Harness, a dwarven worker, looking like a roustabout, but is actually a former smuggler. You're not quite sure what she does at the moment, Cora. Calluses on her fingers. You can see she's wearing kind of a roustabout top that has padded shoulders for putting heavy items onto your shoulder, and bracing straps as well. Certainly somebody who, but certainly a look that you'll find a lot in Ostergard, of a heavy labourer. Walks up to you, Cora, and says, "It's happened again." And that's where we left off last session. The rest of the tavern welcomes you as the local legends that you are. But they're your local legends who's been here all the time. Well, not all the time. You've been away questing and things like that, but he's been here regular. They expect to see you here. But your return is, instead of accompanied by cheers shortly after the siege of Ostergard, you were greeted by cheers. Now, as you walk in, a group of people who see you and recognize you just raise a bottle or a tankard just to welcome you home. Noki steps forward with some drink and some nibbles, just things that he has put by. And as this is happening, the rest of you do notice that Cora has been accosted by this dwarf. And Cora, you know it's happened again refers to the cave-in. This person, you have specifically got to keep an eye on the gold mines.
Oh, okay. When recently? Now? Are there people trapped?
Last night, and yes.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Is there somewhere private we could talk?
Step into our booth.
Yes.
Yeah. As you walk in,
There's people there. We all just stand there and look at them.
Your reputation precedes you when they get out of the booth without you even needing to stare these days. You step in, and most of you are arcanists now, so one of you mutters a keyword, and there's a shimmer around the booth.
Okay, what happened? I mean...
She looks around. Is it safe to talk now?
Yep.
Is that...
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Same thing as last time. Not just a regular cave-in. Those things happen from time to time. Hey, part of the job, right? So I've been putting myself on all the rounds, taking supplies up there. The mine needs supplies every day, after all. The thing is, this is a stable part of the mine that collapsed. It's not a new cut. This is basically where they were putting a load of the slag, backfilling. Yeah? And, okay, if you pour too much slag in and it causes a bit of an avalanche in one of the slag piles, it can hit like joists and things, but that's normally a minor cave-in. This thing was big. It's collapsed the whole time, right? Not only that, the thing that really kicked it off is what you told me about before. Magically resistant. People can't teleport in. They can't scry to see where people are. They're having to take apart the cave-in by hand, piece by piece. They're using magic on like the outskirts of it, if that makes sense. People are using like levitation and all the rest of it to levitate rocks out of the way, but they can't pierce like into the scree itself. Not only that, same glow.
Right.
What's the relevance of this cave? I don't know. Do you ever tell the others about the cave?
I don't know if we... Well, we know... I don't know if you actually know backstory-wise the relevance of that particular mine, but you know about the residuum in the mine, right? Because that was discussed, so...
Yeah.
Yep. They said that they originally found red residuum when a rift opened up in one of the gold mines. They went through the rift, and when they got to the other side of the rift, they saw the dead body of a large fiend-type creature, and kind of growing off the body, the kind of bones and desiccated flesh were familiar but oddly colored looking crystals. They took them back, assessed them, found out they were residuum, and it was red residuum. Red residuum normally can only be made by sacrificing of souls. Very kind of dark necromancer bullshit. The ritual's simple enough. The Canelms have like several tomes that will give you all the variants of that ritual. It is considered a high blasphemy. Not only does the residuum that you create, it's a deep blood red that no spell can change the color of. It's completely resistant to anybody who tries to hide the taint. Mistel's magic aura can't do anything to it, that kind of thing. But once enchanted, it will enchant an item just fine. There is a higher chance of that item being cursed in some way. And any arcanist who uses identify on a magical item that was made with red residuum will feel the same taint as they would do from the residuum itself. And then they came to the conclusion that even though they were devoid of souls, whatever mote of life and sentience that fiends have could be used to make red residuum without the use of souls.
But then the red residuum was purified, because I remember you were the red residuum was being purified and then being sold as normal residuum.
That's the bit that changed it all. This stuff from the demons can be purified. The stuff from humans cannot.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get working. And I go to stand up.
We
go
just got back. Can we not? Oh, fine.
People are dying. We are not. You can stay here, but I'm going.
No, let's go. Let's go, Glory.
Fine.
I sort of walk
it
out.
will be interesting to see.
We followed you to. We went to.
Yes, I'm coming, Eclipse. Don't worry.
I think Cora's pretty much already outside the door, probably jumping on her Pegasus and she's gone.
I roll out the carpet, sit down. Come on the carpet. Look, she's already gone.
Yep. Cora is flying away on the back of a Pegasus.
Yeah, come on, she's already gone. Let's go.
Let's go, you two, Aiden.
Yeah, I think Aiden was probably one of the first one to stand up, although very, very slowly.
Sort of just very silently shuffles out like, yeah, I want to go to bed. Yeah, we bomb it as fast as we can to the thing. But before I go, I stick my head back in the sort of tavern, and just because there's usual workers there. There's a cave in at the mine. 10 gold to anybody that will help. Bye. Just walk out.
And the bar goes crazy. 10 days wage for an artisan for anyone who comes and helps. I figured
that our bar is always popular because people are in it. So
yeah, and also you make crazy fucking offers like that. And also it's linked with the Green Organization, who are known to be lucrative and good employers.
And you have mentioned that it's usually the work crowd that comes to the Hork and Harness.
It is. So. Even though a lot of the people there are either about to go to work or coming back from work, you can see that as you're getting onto the carpet, unrolling it and that, there is a huge crowd coming out and starting to sprint in the direction of the mine. So you get on the carpet and you follow Cora. Now, I was going to ask, how do you approach the mine? But you've already answered that. So as your Pegasus lands, Cora, resplendent, beautiful creature that many people haven't seen, other than the fact that you're in town and you're known to be in town, you can see that ordinarily the person who's turning around to you would say something along the lines of, and she starts saying, "Yes, I've already spoken to Renat. Miss Yosinal." And in front of you is Ola Soraka. You see that she's barking orders, and there are mine workers who have got mine worker uniforms on, and also Duke's guards all over the place. They are currently pulling out rocks from the mine, as instead of backfilling, they're pulling the rocks out and bringing them out into the light of day. And you can see that there are arcanists, some of them with Green Organization badges, inspecting the rocks, using detect magic and other such things on the rocks, and debating, let's say, with each other the finer points of arcane theory. Ola starts walking towards you, and as she gets to you, the carpet flutters down next to the Pegasus. so glad that you could help us. We're in somewhat of a sticky situation.
Right, yes, it happened again.
She looks at you and goes, I shouldn't be surprised that Miss Green told you about the first time. So, same problem as last time. Magically resistant. We've got our men stuck down there. I don't know how many are left. We've had provisions brought up this time to see if we can save them. And you can see there's 2 very burly Duke's guards with a box that's open and full of diamonds. This time, we're going to see if we can get them back. But we need to get to them first. And maybe that's where you can help us. We've tried everything, and Aladrin has tried to see if they can face step into maybe a void, but we don't know where the voids are. We've had druids try to turn into small creatures to try to get through the rocks and only get so far as well. Not only that, but they started feeling a little bit sick.
Yeah.
We are suspecting that once we clear it, there will be another rift.
Eclipse, how far away can you detect thoughts from?
30 foot.
Okay, in we go.
I don't think we've tried that one. Please, come this way. This is where the lifts are.
Yeah.
You walk into a huge, hewn-out antechamber, semicircular. You can see on the left-hand side of this rough semicircle is what seems to be like a queuing system with rope and all the rest of it for miners going into the mine. This is a 24/7 thing. And you can see on the opposite side because you don't need to queue to really go out, a shorter pathway to go out. But for the most part, there's tracks in the ground for mine carts to come out and be taken to the sorting sheds, which are at the surface.
Okay. Yes.
I think I will actually pull out my bag of rust and I will fling out 5 animals. How many? 5? No. I have 3. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's all right.
Yes, I will. Where's it? Okay. Oh.
There we go. 3 lions.
3? That would be nice.
Just when you want a small animal, 3 lions.
See how far they get to.
Thing is, they're all wearing white shirts with like red crosses on them, and they're all sort of a bit drunk and leery.
Perfect.
At least they can pull the mine cart. So
I totally wasn't prepared, and I didn't have my D&D Beyond open. There we go. Right.
I was just thinking you could rewrite the song 3 lions wearing shirts. Anyway.
A 1, a 3, and a 5.
So I think you got the giant rat.
I might have.
The good thing is, it's a rat. Anywhere it can fit its head, it can squeeze the rest of its body through.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, it didn't really matter what I threw. It's just stuff. So I've got it's not a giant rat. I've got a rat, a giant goat as a 5.
That's fucking goat again. This fucking goat again.
A mastiff.
Okay.
Mastiff is useful.
Yeah.
I was about to say, you've got a sure-footed goat. You've got something that has advantage on sniffing, and something small. Okay, yeah. I think you did pretty well there.
Absolutely. It's just like pop.
I was going to say, if you had the giant boar, you'd have to leave it up here because there's no way you're getting that through.
Yep. I wasn't planning to take them. It was kind of like they were going to help here just to move stuff because they're going to bamf away if they hit that magic barrier. So they're just going to help.
Well, the rat would probably be useful to keep with you.
The rat can follow us because it's small enough,
and
but
probably
really...
the mastiff as well. But
Sure.
The goat would definitely be good for moving things.
Just,
so
yeah.
If you want to apply that to service,
yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Use them as you can, and and then there's a rat on my shoulder, and we're off.
There's a rat on my shoulder. What am I gonna do? There's a rat. I will, however, as I can't see shit, touch my circlet on my head and cast light. So it glows. So I now have a head torch.
Little miner's helmet. Good.
You
'Cause
really,
I don't
you
have-
really should just get an earring. They would look great. You would look really cool,
You
and
think?
yeah, and you'll be able to see in the dark a little better.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I never thought I was an earring kind of guy.
Well, you
Well,
could
if you
probably
don't
get
want an
something
earring,
else.
you could just get a nose ring, or maybe oh, there's the I know one guy who does them in the thumb. If you want one,
Like pierces my thumb.
thumb.
Tongue.
Yes,
Yes.
that's the word.
Oh.
Yeah.
Animals around have some really interesting names for like body parts, man. I love how it doesn't quite translate through to like common. It's really interesting.
Honestly, I'd rather leave a lot of those names
Let's just like say that,
untranslated.
and then please just like slightly weird pronunciation is Atlas around. Yes.
Hey, look,
Absolutely, just
I
fine
can't
thing.
speak any Swedish other than nay.
York.
Don't know nothing.
So I don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing, Jon Snow. So, yeah.
Jon
Oh, I
Snow.
couldn't imagine having my tongue pierced though. Like, I squeamish about any piercings, but my tongue, no, stay away from me. That's like torture. Anyways.
I don't know, feels pretty nice.
Well,
You don't have your tongue pierced, Felicia.
No, I meant when someone has one. Really close.
Oh, glory. I mean, I know we're not exactly high off the bottom of this barrel. Yes, I know this seems really weird to be doing this in this high stakes situation, but honestly, this is how we deal with pressure.
I'm going to say you're doing it in the lift on the way
yeah, as
down.
it goes down, there's nothing, you know, is the
with the lift music playing.
Yeah. There's some poor lift operator. He's just- yeah, he's humming. It's just how we
Don't
deal
worry.
with it's just how we deal with pressure. It really does help. But can we keep it like above the navel, if that's at all possible?
No.
Well, I suppose nipple piercings are a thing too.
You know what? Why did I ask?
We take those. We take those.
Okay, what am I going to do? I've got a lot of things I can do, but I need to be closer. And I've got lots of other stuff that's going to be really helpful. Like, I might have a legitimate use for Longstrider.
True.
Or Jump. The worst spells in 5th edition.
Yes.
Normally, I would suggest just melting whatever rubble is in our path, but that might cause structural issues.
Yeah,
Also, there's
People.
some stuff you can just melt. Or if you can, it'll take too long. Not everything in life can be melted through glory.
Also, there are certain rocks that if you put acid on them will liberate very harmful gases.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Buddy, what is the biggest thing you can turn someone into with polymorph?
I think there's no limit.
Biggest?
Like I remember like in one of the older games I used to be in, people just turn to giants willy-nilly. So
Well, I think it's you must be a beast.
Yeah,
So,
which is why, unfortunately, Bullet is off the table,
mhm.
which is a shame.
Um,
Everyone loves a land
boring.
shark.
Something that bores would be useful. That can dig rock. You know, not like a giant worm thing, but like. Yeah, the
doesn't say
lift
how big it
operator
has to
goes
be.
in the thickest like Australian accent. A quokka.
It'll help with the work. It'll just smile at everybody and just
Yeah.
make everybody feel lovely.
Quokkas can't dig that much. I was thinking maybe like a dire badger or a dire mole or something along those
Isn't there like
lines.
a giant ape that's like good
Diamond.
at rifting rocks?
I think we need something that could dig more than it can lift, potentially. You know.
okay, so
The lift attendant, who is a miner, says, "No, this stuff, as I said, was backfilling. Yeah, you don't need to.
right.
You don't need to dig it. You need to lift it out of the way."
Oh, in that case,
Okay,
giant ape.
question. sure, we cannot melt it, but what about blasting it?
Well,
The miner looks at you as if you're fucking insane.
no, I don't know. We're in an enclosed space. Do you
Yeah,
know what
big
explosions
boom.
are?
I do know what explosions are, but I also, from what I'm aware in
Vibrations.
mining,
No, well,
controlled explosions can clear away stuff like that.
Yeah,
True.
that's true, but a controlled explosion on that is going to feed that energy right through to anybody who's pressed between the rocks.
Mm.
I have stone shape. I misclicked it like a couple of sessions back when we last slept and was like, oh well, decision made.
Might as well.
Might as well. And so
I mean, technically, I can also like just go through the rock, considering I can just temporarily become like a ghost
well,
and
they
just
did say
go
they had
through
problems
it.
doing that.
Yeah.
Well, they have problems with magic, so anything we try, if it's magic,
Yeah,
it's going
but
to have problems.
I don't
at
know
some
if
point.
mine counts as I don't know if mine counts as magic because it's not a spell; it's a fucking
Okay.
feature I have.
Which means it's worth trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
And
cautious.
being but yeah, I can try the detect thoughts, and maybe if you turn me into a giant monkey, I can lift. If I know where they are, I can more like pinpoint and lift the rocks away from that.
Yes, I do believe I should be able to do that. Are you sure you want to be a monkey? Not a cave bear or something similar?
No, I think giant ape is good because it has a very good strength stat.
Eclipse
No,
really
And I
did
think it
say
actually
return
has a rock
to
throw
monkey.
attack as well.
It does have a rock throw attack.
Eclipse really did say return to monkey.
Yes, she is like abandoned society, return to monkey.
Monkey.
Okay.
But not in here. Not enough room for like Eclipse giant monkey. When we
Yes,
get there.
in the cave, not giant monkey here.
The lift, which you can see has quite a lot of artifice in it, opens up and you can see another huge vestibule. This has been mined for generations. He gestures to a strange-looking minecart, which is basically like a step pyramid, and back to back on this minecart seem to be these little chairs. He goes, "Sit in there, and I'll get you going."
Minecarts.
And he goes, turns a load of
Suddenly we have an
dials
edge to go.
on one
Dun,
end of it
dun,
and
dun, dun, dun.
goes behind it
For
and says,
flavor,
Dun, dun,
Glory
right,
will
let's-
like bring out a handkerchief or something to sit on so that she doesn't sit on the dirt.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun,
"Yeah,
dun,
trying to
dun,
avoid
dun,
cold."
dun,
My
dun,
brain is
dun,
totally
dun.
doing what Nick's doing. As soon as you said minecarts, I was just like, yes. Whatever
I-
the next
I
thing
lean-
is.
I lean over to Eclipse and I'm like, can I borrow your hat of like disguise for like 2 seconds?
All right.
I just take it and it immediately appears into like Indiana Jones's hat and I just pop it on top of my head. I actually remember I got Cora a hard hat. She actually has a legitimate miner's hard hat in her adventuring.
I
It
think she
looks
does,
like
yeah.
Do I?
Yeah, it looks like Indiana Jones's hat.
Oh my
But it's actually a
lordy.
legitimate like miner's hard hat. Like it protects your head from everything, but it looks like Indiana Jones's hat. I
I
bought it for you as a joke present.
did. I just.
God,
I
that's
can't remember why, but I
that's back in double figures,
Oh
I
my
think. Yeah.
lord! Right, how do I add equipment? Just gotta remember that. I don't
Yeah.
remember that. That's amazing.
Okay.
So
The
you
next
just see
thing.
Cora and Farewell in a minecart go. "Du-du-du,
For no, and they don't really know why.
no, I never heard that song.
It's got.
before.
It's just like an earworm. It's just.
the miner goes up to a small wooden cabinet that's nailed to the side of the lift shaft, rummages around inside, pulls out a rod and goes, "Propel." And as he does so, he casts catapult on the minecart, and you guys go from 0 speed to 80 speed in very fast order. You start shooting through the mine shafts, and as you go past certain points, you can see that little tags at different heights are leaning into where the wheels would be. And next to the wheels are a bunch of little switches. And as they go past, they hit one of the switches as you're going past. And you can see that as they're hitting the switches, the dials are dialing down. And it looks like he's dialed each one up a certain way. You hit one switch, and one of the dials goes blink, ding, 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 and you end up shooting off to a side thing. Apparently, the last of that dial was, turn the wheels or turn the points so that you end up going down this tangent. This happens quite a lot, and to the point where once you kind of figure it out, although this is going so fast, I should imagine some of you are white knuckle holding on to this thing. You can see how much time you've got left. You get down to a junction point, and you kind of get that this is the location before you get there. Just the sheer amount of light that's there, and a lot of people talking. There's dust and dirt. People are hacking and coughing. You can see that there are some wizards down there who have cast a kind of shell over themselves, and the dust is settling on the shell and then rippling off. They're not hacking and coughing at all. The light spell has been shot onto almost every surface, going down into this fairly narrow, comparatively narrow mine shaft. You can get 2 mine carts down there, 2 narrow, small hand carts to fill up the larger carts at this junction point. And sure enough, carts are coming out, people pushing them. Some people, like guards who are chipping in, are pushing them with a little more speed, but you have a feeling that they're going to be tired out before the other ones who are pacing themselves. And they're bringing out rock and filling up these larger mine carts with rock. One of the wizards turns round and says, "Oh, more from the organization." And he turns so that you can see green organization badge. His badge is gold. So it's a gold serpent on the green background. He says, "Oh, actually, yes. Now that I see you, no, good call. We're going to need the big guns down here. Comparatively speaking, no guns, please. So, how much do you know so far?"
Kevin, no magic hard to get through, you can't scry.
Yeah, so magically resistant, more, I would say, a kind of chaos ward. Anything you send in there goes a little... and we can use magic at the surface. It seems to be that the rocks are acting as a kind of conduit. They probably collapsed over the rift, maybe a few of them falling into the rift, and maybe at some trace levels residuum is in the rock. This mine doesn't just mine gold, but residuum and a couple of other minerals as well. The rocks could be taking whatever chaos magic is coming through the rift and imbuing those stones. It doesn't seem to go into the natural rock itself. It's only the stuff hewn out. Probably land magic or domain magic that's stopping it going into the natural rock. Only the stuff we hewn out by hand, which would no longer be applied. Please come this way. And it takes you down, and it's a good 5 minutes walk down the shaft. And he says, "We've been generating fresh air in here to make sure we don't get any of the problems. This many people normally down a mine shaft, you would run out of air pretty damn quickly. They do have pumps and things like that, but they can't cope with the amount of people that's here. The people who are backfilling were just a small crew. And unfortunately, they're all under that." And you can see that ahead, the shaft is collapsed in. Part of it has collapsed out of the ceiling. So you can see that the deliberate hewn shape then breaks up as quite clearly the ceiling and some of the walls has come in. It says, "So we're getting rid of the stuff from the top first. You understand, try to alleviate the weight. And then we're picking through as we go along. So mostly we're taking this much off the top, and then we're around about that much from the bottom, and just trying to pick it off gently. any crush wounds and things like that. If you have a crushed leg, for example, the blood in the leg is going to be dead. You're allowed to pump back through the body, instant toxic shock. If we don't have a healer on standby, I'm afraid it's curtains for them.
Well, thankfully we got one of the most powerful healers. He's sitting right with us.
Indeed, Father Barebones. It's a pleasure to have you along. We have obviously healers provided from many temples, your own included, who have been taking in shifts to be on call to be able to imbue healing as and when needed. Mostly, we found that the restoration spell stops the blood poisoning for crushed limbs, but I'm sure you knew that already. Well, maybe you didn't. I don't know how many crush wounds you've seen. After that, general wound recovery is from the regular healing spells. We have, and sad to say, already found a couple of corpses that have been taken to the surface, but I'm told that later on there's going to be a general convocation of the Pantheon. At least one priest of every god trying to call their souls back into their bodies. Hopefully, we can still save those who, at the moment, are lost.
Yes. Okay. Let's get to work quickly. I want to see if I can sense anyone. So I will cast Detect Thoughts. It has a range of 30 feet, so I will go to where all the rocks are and
smoosh her into it.
Yeah, smoosh my face into it.
Smoosh yourself into the wall.
Okay.
Doing the cat liquidation technique.
Yes.
I like the idea that like usually like my cats do at my bathroom door. She just starts scratching.
To cover this, I need you to do a spellcasting roll with disadvantage.
Take a guidance because I know what you're doing.
Yep, this is a visible thing. You've talked about the tactics, all of that.
Okay. Spell casting roll. So that would be one of these. So roll twice. Not bad. And then D4 on top of that. Nice. 24 total.
You can feel consciousness ahead of you, like big fuzzy balls of consciousness.
Can I pinpoint some points?
Yeah, you've got a rough idea, but as I say, they're big and fuzzy. You can't read surface thoughts. Even for the things that are in your range, you can't read surface thoughts, largely because the surface thoughts are there, they're coming through, but they're just being battered into white noise by the time you receive them.
Yeah.
But more than you would normally get, which was 0 from this. On top of that, I need you to make me what would it be? A intelligence saving throw.
Oh. Okay. Also, I'm gonna check because I just realized I was rolling on the wrong character. I need to check what my spell attack is because I think it's more than the other character had.
It doesn't matter. You won't get any more.
Okay.
No point in checking.
Okay. Intelligence saving throw. I'm gonna use a luck point there.
Yeah. The two answers were 18 and 23 for this. So
26.
26, sure. Nothing. It's not a pleasant experience. You got a bit of a headache, a little bit of feeling like nails are being dragged down a chalkboard. But other than that, nothing extra.
Yes. My intelligence is the one that rogues are proficient in for saving throws.
Yep. So yeah, you don't get anything extra from it. It was one of those ironic things where if you failed, you got more. Yeah, you.
I don't think I'll be much use on this side. So if you guys, I can try just going through the fucking rocks and seeing what's going on the other side.
Yeah, you can try. Okay, I know where some of them are, right, Simon?
Yeah. Within the next 30 foot, which isn't a huge amount. I mean, it's 6 squares.
Well, it's 10 meters. It's about right.
But yeah, within the next 6 squares, you can see another 3 consciences.
Cool. Glory, monkey me.
Is this
Monkey
cave
me.
even big enough for that, Simon? Because
Yes.
the giant ape is a huge.
Yeah. I mean, not many people are going to be able to stand where she's standing. This is a 4 square wide, and she's going to be 3 squares worth of. I think this is 3 by 3. 3 by 3
Yeah,
is,
like
yeah.
I'll just shout for people to make room.
Sure. As that happens, I'm assuming that Aiden is going full
I'm
ghosty.
using ethereal step. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I can move through. Let's say I can move through creatures and objects if they were difficult terrain, so I can just go through in the last 5 rounds, so 5 minutes, I think.
5 rounds is almost a minute.
Okay.
I think. No, wait.
No,
It's
half a minute.
half. It's
It's
half a
30
minute.
seconds,
30,
yeah.
30 seconds.
So yeah, you got enough that you can wade in and wade out, and your speed is enough that even halved because what's your speed?
35.
35. So you can go 30 in, 30 out. Actually, probably 40 in, 40 out, which will work. As you transform, it may be proximity to the rock, but it's more dramatic. There's this rush of ethereal wind. Your cloak back as it suddenly goes transparent and silvery.
Also, I don't know if it'll become relevant, but I can see creatures and objects in the ethereal plane. So I don't know.
Will become relevant actually. So yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you whoosh. Everybody has seen you go ethereal before. Normally, you just end up having muted colors, transparency, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What you guys see now is Aiden goes full on fucking wraith white.
It's like the twins from the second Matrix movie who are like the Wraith.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with that.
The coolest part of the second Matrix movie.
Yeah, of the second Matrix, where they go full on like vibrating banshees that float through the floor and shit.
Yeah. I'll go with that. That was kind of close to what I had in my head. Another thing is that you guys can see Aiden's skeleton superimposed inside his body.
All right. Anyways.
You?
And a lot of people back the fuck off because
It's like I didn't doesn't know, like, because first person I doesn't notice. It's just like,
why
all
would
right,
you
fine.
see that? You wouldn't see that.
Yeah. So it's like, all right,
you flashed this. You felt it was empowered in some way, but you flashed this just as you stepped into the rock. So you step into the rock and immediately you see into the ethereal plane. And you can see the rocks in the ethereal plane as less tangible, but then you see them in the physical world as well. So it's kind of weird. And you can see that around about 25 foot in, there is a ghost in twilight of a tiefling male, ram's horns, a bit of a paunch, muscly though, a bit of a stooped back. He seems to be trapped in the ethereal rocks, and he's screaming and pointing in a direction just kind of diagonally back. So if the tunnel is like this, he's about here, and he's pointing basically, and you can hear them as well, can't you?
Yeah. Well, let me see. It just says see, as well as see and affect creatures and objects in the ethereal plane. So I guess it counts.
I'm going to go with you can hear him and talk to him as well. He goes, Taran's back there. Anybody who can hear me, I can hear priests. Taran, he's back there. He's still alive. He's crushed. And this guy in death is trying to call out so that they will save his friend.
Tell the monkey.
Don't worry, we already have people working on
bless you.
I am going to go see your pal and everyone
Okay.
else there.
Tell him to hold on. He's a good man.
Will do.
Okay. I don't know how much longer I can hold on here, but
You
if
don't.
you
You
could
don't
take
have
him.
to.
How far? Sorry, go on.
You probably can't. We probably can't hear
No,
this.
no,
We can
no.
hear Aiden talking to someone like.
No, you can't even hear that because he's talking into the
I
ethereal
am
plane.
literally
Ghosty
in the
boy.
rocks.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like.
He's ghosty boy. He's ghosty boy.
Yeah.
No, I have an idea. I have an idea
Rock
of what I can do
noises.
to help.
The rest of the boys were further down. We were coming back with the carts to reload. There's going to be some right at the end. Close to where we were filling. We put extra joists. They might be alive there.
I'll go
Why is it
check.
hard to breathe? I'm dead. Ah,
Okay, at least you're aware you're dead. That makes my job so
Ah.
much easier.
I just bedside
haven't got
manner.
you haven't got a great. Oh, you took words out of my mouth. You haven't got a great bedside manner for a cleric.
That's because I am not a cleric. Cleric is back in there. I'll go check on your
What kind of man
friends.
can speak to the dead and isn't a cleric?
A blood hunter.
This is
Special
really
men.
Light of
Special-
Palor. Light
Mine
of
also
Palor,
was
take all
Ghostbusters,
tainted
but
from my
sure.
path.
I
Light
don't
of
have time to
Palor, I
joke.
call you
I
in
only
the
got,
darkness.
I only got like
You pissed
30
off.
seconds. I only got like 30 seconds, and I pretty much. I'm
I've
pretty
already
sure
wasted
you
like
already
8
stuff like.
here.
Walk it back out, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just skedaddle. Take care, I guess. We'll see that you get to the other side.
Yes,
Bye.
you go, fiend. You go, fiend. I'm of the faithful.
Yeah, yeah.
So why were you being cryptic with it?
I don't
This
know
poor
because
Someone
guy's
asks
just
you if
died
you're
and
a
nobody
priest,
cares
you say
at
yes.
all. Oh my
I
lord.
have -1 charisma. What do you want from me?
Well, RP then.
Cora,
Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
you can cast True Seeing, right?
Yes. Would that help? I wasn't like. Is that the same thing as the ethereal plane? Would that actually help?
Yeah, you can literally
See
see
through
everything.
walls.
You can see through.
You
walls
can't see
and
the
everything.
walls, but you can see into the ethereal plane.
But that only is gonna if Aiden's anything to go by, that's only gonna show me dead people, isn't it? I want to know where the live people are. Right? No.
I mean, I could just tell you what what the ghost told me. I'm literally coming back out.
Yeah.
You come back
And-
out and walk through the legs of a very large ape.
Yeah.
Monkey.
On.
Monkey.
Okay, yes. I will start lifting some rocks. I do have an attack called Rock, which is whatever for a rock, so I assume I pick up these rocks fairly easily.
I'll say that you can do a gentle version of it and just basically be plonking them into minecarts.
Yeah.
So I come out and I immediately I'm going to say that by this point the thing just runs out. So I'm just gonna tell, yeah, someone didn't make it. He's a ghost. He's in the middle of the rocks. He told me that apparently some people have made it out. There's more people on the other side. One of them who's not in a great condition, so we might want to get there quickly.
It's a ghost hanging. Why is he hanging around?
Because he wanted, even dead, he wants to let people know about the others in there, and then he confused me for a fiend because that's how it be sometimes. Anyways,
yeah,
I
you
guess
get used to that.
I did my one useful thing for today, so I am just going to take a short rest to get my ethereal step back.
So,
Weird. No, I mean
Monkey.
weird.
okay,
You
Katie,
can even
using
say
true
monkey,
seeing.
just go ooh ooh ah ah.
Sure. I don't know how useful it
It
is.
doesn't consume. It doesn't use a spell slot. I thought it was one of your free ones.
It's
It's your once per
my-
day.
once per long rest,
Yeah.
I don't know when we last had a long rest. I'm still actually down on hit points, so I'm a bit confused about where we are in a timescale.
We haven't had a long rest now.
No, we haven't had a rest for
How
a
are
while.
you down on hit points when you went to Hattle's Around? Didn't you rest? You went overnight there.
We had a sleep.
Yeah, we had a sleep, but she used True Seeing and not Around, and we haven't had a rest since Around.
Yeah.
Well remembered, Crane.
Why did you still not have? I think you've got the hit points, but you haven't got the True Seeing. That's right.
All right, well,
Yeah.
I'll heal up the hit points, but True Seeing doesn't seem to be there, and I've cast at least one spell, which
Did
I
he
guess is
give
that.
you
You've had a short rest.
You had a short rest.
Did he give you a rough idea about how far in this injured guy is?
He's just pointing. I mean, with your guesstimation, with how far you went in, you didn't go the full amount. He's probably about 45, 50 foot in.
Yeah.
Based on where he's pointing.
I have 3 consciousness. I'm getting 2 first. So,
Okay.
have I reached anyone yet, Simon?
Yeah, I'll say that you reached the first person.
That guy?
And as you pull off the thing, you can see a what seems to be a wood elf female.
Yeah.
Unconscious, pulse thready, seems to have broken ribs. Breath is really shallow, Nick.
Mm-hmm. I can spare the dying to immediately stabilize, pull out my kit, and begin to go to work. This one doesn't look like it quite needs magical healing as at this stage, unless by looking her over I disagree. I'm gonna try for a moment, as this doesn't seem to be the one.
Severe bleeding and broken ribs. Severe bruising, bleeding, and broken ribs.
As internal bleeding.
Well, spare the
so
dying should
Spare the dying
stabilize her.
has stabled that. Yeah, so she's as long as nobody mishandles her and drives one of her ribs into her heart.
Yeah.
Spare the dying will continue, because if anyone does mishandle her, it counts as an attack.
Yeah.
Yep.
But she seems to be out of the dramatic
Don't
equivalent
worry.
of death throws. Yeah.
Don't worry, it's not like we have like a giant fucking monkey basically throwing rocks out of the mine shaft.
It's okay. I'm sensible enough to move out of Monkey way. Monkey must
Okay.
Monkey is probably now clearing a part just off to the right of you. And moving this woman is going to be the biggest problem.
Okay.
Maybe give her a small heal to just like.
Yeah, well, I'm going to cast Aura of Vitality.
Okay.
So there's a 30-foot sphere. Everybody with every 6 seconds of my choice can take 2d6 healing.
Okay.
So
we're not going to roll. I know the magnitude of that healing.
Yeah.
And
so I'm basically and then I'm going to do is put myself in slight harm's way. I'm going to stand right as close to the wall as I can get with Monkey.
Yeah.
And basically, because the aura should permeate through, I should be able to then just hopefully, as and when we come up to people, immediately
like
snap.
a healing combine harvester. Yeah, the healing comes first. Yeah. Okay. In that case, we'll say that once you've done your part stabilizing her, I'll put it down to so Corinne is busy, Nick is busy. So between Glory, Rodrigo, and Kate, the 3 of you are immediately behind. There are other people working who, if you neglect to do anything, will step forward and do something. But there's a wood elf woman who has a really lumpy chest. You can see part of it's been staved in by the rocks. Moving her is going to be vital. They have you can see that a bunch of the mine workers are bringing down what seems to be like a bunch of boards strapped to a minecart, which they're going to use as a stretcher to get out. And they brought plenty of rope and it's not 50-foot rods, because that would be ridiculous. 50 foot of rope, isn't it? 15-foot rods. That's it. So you've got typical adventurer equipment here. A selection of, as I say, boards and joists and poles and things like that. What are you going to do for this poor wood elf?
Lori does not know how to do any of this, but Simon, how wide is the opening now? Because you said she was moving things off to the side. Like, is it getting wider or?
Oh well, it's the area ahead is going to go to the full 4 squares wide, so 20 foot wide.
Okay.
And she's putting the rocks. She's clearing a path to the side, as in she was going around the wood elf.
Okay.
But
I got confused
all
when you
within
said that. That was why.
Yeah, all it is that she's not, she's not continuing to go, excuse me, love, that rock under you, I need to get out of the way, and pulling it out from under the wood elf. But yeah, she's taking the stones and putting them into the carts. But yeah, a makeshift gurney is coming towards you, and they're looking at you expectantly to do something about the wood elf. So between the three of you, what are you doing?
I look at Aiden and Cora like.
How big is the space again? Is it big enough for to put them on the carpet and just fly them out?
Actually,
The
that's a good
carpet
question.
is too big for this area. Yeah, even though it will fit just about, it's the second it starts floating up, because this is a dome-shaped, not perfectly dome-shaped.
Can't roll the sides up. I'm assuming it's kind of works when it's flat.
Yeah, it and also the slightest corner or anything like that. And also, there's all the people and all the things here as well. So it's not, you haven't got the full 4 squares.
Yeah.
And you can't get high enough to go over the people and the mine carts and all the rest of it. So I'm going to say no to the carpet.
So I have something I haven't used in a long time, which is my old Christmas present, Scarf of Crossing and Climbing. And it can create a 30-foot. It's 30 foot. It's far too big, but it can
up to 30.
Make a plank. Can I make a stretcher essentially with it?
Well, they brought down a stretcher, didn't they? So
you can.
So it's already a stretcher.
Well,
so I don't know what the challenge is. If they're already, so they're on a gurney already. Can they not just carry them out? I don't understand.
Well, you have to get her onto the gurney.
Oh right, okay. Sorry, there is a sort of Is a gurney a
somebody...
stretcher? It's a wheelable stretcher thing, isn't it? A gurney?
It's a wheelable stretcher like a A&E trolley.
Yes.
But it is a minecart with boards strapped and nailed to the top of it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. And are they...
Does hold person force the body into staying still?
No.
Yes, it's paralysis.
Yeah, it paralyzes them, but it doesn't freeze them like...
What?
Otherwise, that would have been an idea, but...
I'll look it up, but I don't think it does.
So they're so broken that we can't just lift them? Is that the worry? We can't just...
Yeah, the thing here is how are you going to be lifting somebody up, and what are you going to use?
I have Blood Curse of the Binding, but the only thing that does reduce their speed to 0. It doesn't really like freeze them or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean,
neither whole person or Blood Curse of the Binding gives enough information to say that you can, make someone rigid. But what I'll say is that you've got enough proficiency, both of you, that I will allow a spellcasting roll with a DC of, this is a minor alteration, 15, to make it so.
I mean, Blood Curse of the Binding is a saving throw.
I know it's a saving throw. So was Detect Thoughts, but I got it to do a spellcasting roll anyway. Sometimes a spellcasting roll can be how well do you cast it.
Problem is, I'm not a spellcaster.
So let Glory do it then with.
Can we not just? There's 4 of us. Can we not just lift them? I mean, there's 4 of us plus other people.
I have -1 strength.
All of you guys are like.
How big is this person?
I'm a caster. I don't do labor.
I imagine this is legitimately the conversation. Cora's like, okay, just between the 3 of us, all we need to do is lift. So if you can brace the shoulders, I'll brace the middle, and you brace the legs, and we can lift them together. Aiden's like, I suppose then Glory's like, I'm a sorceress.
They were all not even willing to come to the damn mine to like help people who are dying. I'm just like
I would do it,
These are
but
my
with my
friends?
strength, like I would do it, but with my strength, chances are I am going to drop them and they're going to die.
She's got.
They've had
she's
magical
she's
healing,
4
they're
foot
all right.
5. Yeah, I was about to say she's 4'5", and this is a team effort. You could still contribute.
right. She's
Hold
the
on,
wait,
hold
the
on,
wood elf
hold
is
on.
only 4'5". Okay.
Yeah, she's almost Bosma size. Yeah.
Yeah, and also she's gotten some magical healing, so she's not like 1 hit point.
Okay.
Because the routine is like, if we're doing action, bonus action, it's literally action, spare the dying, bonus action, heal. You know, that's what I'm doing to all of the people we're getting. So you shouldn't kill them if you drop them, but please don't drop them on their squishy
This
bits.
is not a challenge.
Fine, but if I roll low, it's on you.
Well, so
Fine,
so
I've got
it's,
diamonds.
so it's because I think Cora's the highest strength out of all of you guys. So is she doing the main role, or how's this work?
Well, if you're using a petrify effect, well, not petrify, but a holding effect, do the roll. And I say it's just a DC 15 to turn hold or bind to rigidify.
Want me to do Blood Curse of the Binding then?
Try it.
All right.
Yeah, try.
So I mean, I don't have a spellcasting roll because fuck spellcasting. So what would it be? My intelligence plus my proficiency?
Attack roll?
Intelligence is the one that Matt Mercer switched it to, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, in that case, yeah. Intelligence modifier plus proficiency.
Okay, cool.
And target number is 50.
20 total.
20 total. Yeah. You focus on her, draw the blood, grip your hand, and you watch her suddenly. She goes, she's still unconscious, and she goes, and you can see she's gone into a kind of, because I've got to flavor this blood hunting, haven't I? Yeah. She goes into a living rigor mortis.
I feel really uncomfortable doing this on someone that's ostensibly innocent, so let's just get this over quickly.
They're unconscious. They won't feel a thing.
You guys lift.
You made it weird.
She's as stiff as a board now.
All right.
You only have 6 seconds, so you gotta be quick.
It's okay. We're in narrative time at this point. I would say that now that she's completely rigid, you don't even have to, you can probably just get a few people to pick her up and get her on there. And I'm going to say for that, yeah, you used an asset. So at that point, everybody picks her up, puts her onto the gurney, and that's the first person rescued. You can see that further ahead, a second person gets unearthed by the monkey. Nick, you go spare the dying, and as you do so, no, this one's gone. Probably died within the last few seconds, though.
Yeah.
You can see everything is still very fresh, but his face has got strange, almost like glitter to it.
Yes, I can see. I have eyes. Look, rocks. Focus on the rocks. I'll do the things on the bodies. Do you mind?
Corinne, I would
I
like to remind you that you currently have the intelligence of 7.
I know, but I have a wisdom of 12.
Yeah, like that makes a huge difference. Okay.
I can say healer. What I can't do is write a paper on it.
Yes, I can say healer. I know the Feral can raise people that have just died very simply.
It's a 3rd level spell slot of 300 gold's worth of diamond.
Yes, do it. We have a fucking sponsor.
It's a 3rd level spell slot, bro.
Stop whining
Diamond,
and save
but,
people's lives.
The cost is going up by the minute. Farewell. I will thank you for this.
I cast Revivify.
Okay. Suddenly the guy goes,
literally push a diamond into his chest and bring him back to life.
Yeah, and as you cast it, the diamond just explodes into silver light. It would be for Raven Queen, into silver light. The guy arches his back, starts coughing, and as he coughs, he starts going, "Oh shit! Oh, oh, oh!" Every cough hurts because his chest has been completely fucked.
Yeah, and then he gets his healing, and it's like, please move down the triage line where my colleagues will help you.
Broken my leg.
Yeah, I fixed that. Don't worry, you can use the leg.
He kind of steps on it because he's still not completely healed, and goes, "Ah, no, you're
Enough
right.
for you to work.
You're
Yeah.
right. It hurts,
Triage,
but it
come on.
works."
We've got people's lives
He
to save.
hobbles over to a bunch of dwarves who quickly get his shoulders and push him onto another minecart that this time doesn't have boards on it, but they've got rid of one of the walls of it, so it's basically a chair, a single chair. They put him in, and you can see a priest of Bahamut step forward and say, "It's all right, son. We've got you. We've got you. A little bit more for the road, yeah?" Heals him a little bit more, and he nods to the dwarves, who start running him, cool running style, back up the mine shaft.
Oi, you, Barmet boy. Come here.
Don't you mean brother?
Whatever, come here.
He rolls up his sleeves. You can see this guy, he seems to have been here probably one of the longest, probably one of the first people on the scene. He's covered in sweat and dirt and all the rest of it. He looks exhausted. And as he's kind of half jogging to you, he is muttering a prayer under his breath.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Cool.
Yeah? What can I do for you, brother?
Yeah, sorry about it. It's been a really weird couple of days.
I understand. I understand.
You have really no idea. Really
Well, put it this way, it's been a crazy night for me.
Yeah.
And I was up all night. I was on the mother watching duty last night. So okay. So what have we got here?
How good are you to go? How much have you got left?
Not much. I'm asking Bahamut for more strength now.
Cool. Can you do the aura too? You got that much?
I burnt that out hours ago.
Okay. In that case, you can do the spare the dying bit for me, and I need you to stand here. It's just that I can't do some useful things as my brain keeps getting taken up by doing this.
Sure.
So between the two of us, we should be able to get through this quicker.
Yeah, I can stabilize them. Right. Okay.
Go, monkey, go.
Monkey's there. Next person you come up to isn't actually a living person. It is close to where the living person is. And what you see is a guy who probably died from the initial crush.
Okay, yeah. Wake up.
That's Farewell's assessment. However, it's only a guesstimation because both you and the Bahamation looks and goes, "Have you ever seen anything like that?" And growing on the body are kind of veins of red crystal.
Oh shit! The red lyrium was taking over.
Should we take a 10-minute break?
One second. It's like nobody touched this one.
Do you think he cannot be saved?
No, I'm more concerned about us getting infected.
He what would he do if he was Bahamut? Oh yeah, he puts his fist to his chest and puts his hand out like that, and he goes, "Very well.
So no touch.
We'll deal with him later.
We'll deal with him later." And I reach into my bag of holding. I pull out in effect Illyrium body bags, zip the guy up, push him to one side, and it's like no touchy. No touchy.
No touchy.
Okay.
And then I will
A
look
couple of
up
arcanists come forward and help you using Mage Hand. And when you
Well,
say
I'm-
don't touch, they're saying, "Oh, we can help."
and
they
then I
help
say
you get him
to Eclipse, be careful. When you're moving the rocks, try as hard as you can to avoid dust. I'm going to help. And I am going to use my innate ability to create water.
Mhm.
And I'm basically going to create rather than a vertical rain, it's horizontal rain.
Sure.
Kind of like a big spray to start spraying the rocks to try
So the dust is coming down on the floor instead of kicking up into the air.
so we're not breathing it in. We're
Okay.
trying to wash it down, and so when we move stuff, we're not breathing this shit in.
Okay, sounds good. As Rodrigo says, there's a good time for a 10-minute break. And when we come right back, we will continue on with
Just
this.
before we go, though, I want to call out Hermit. I did not dump con strength and int. I dumped strength and charisma. Constitution is a +2. Intelligence is maxed out. Fuck you. Anyways.
He's just not smart enough to realize that he was being a dick.
And Rodrigo, you do agree, con is a dump stat.
Oh, absolutely. Glass cannon for life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't be a glass cannon full on.
Yeah, there's no such
Well,
thing as a
hunter, yeah.
frontline glass cannon.
Well, you can be a glass cannon for life. Your life is just kind of short.
Yeah, it's very short. Very short life.
Oh, I need that on a t-shirt now. Glass cannon for
needs-
life. All 5 rounds of it.
Who needs HP if you have a high AC? Like, why? Like, just don't take damage.
Yep.
Yeah,
Easy.
high AC and high HP means much beefier tank.
Yeah, but
They
why
call me
put it in
meat
HP
boy.
when you can just do more damage? Number go up.
I am the meat man. I am made of hit points.
I am
and
made of
armor
hit
class.
points.
Okay.
Doesn't Glory have the highest
my newly
hit
forged
points in
tank
our
feels
party?
feels targeted.
Yeah, but your
fine.
AC is like what, 12?
No.
Anyways.
It's 16.
Anyway.
No. We're back.
We're going to take 10 minutes. See you back.
So, yeah.
People are gonna get.
And we're back. When we left off, the party were being heroes, true heroes, being that there is no proper fire department in Ostergold. And so Corinne in monkey form is currently lifting rocks. Nick is applying healing, and the others are watching other people mostly do the rest of the work.
Simon,
So,
Simon,
Mhm.
now that I did my
Supervising.
ethereal step and my blood curse of the binding, can I take that short rest now?
yeah. After doing two things, you go off and take a rest, and everyone's like, oh, "It's good to be you, isn't it?"
He's like, people don't understand, man. Just like how hard it is to just do two things. They're very taxing on my body, and now I need to sit down for an hour.
I'm a dex-based fighter. I can't even kill the rocks. You go off to
Well,
start
also
resting
want to
up.
make you do a monkey.
And
So we can't have two monkeys.
so
No, there
I
is
would have
only
been
room for one
pissed.
monkey.
I would have been pissed.
I'm also remember, Simon. I've got a rain cloud spraying down the
yes,
rocks.
so you're spraying down the rocks to make sure that the dust doesn't kick up, because you're worried now about red residuum being kicked up into people's lungs. And you watch as one of the arcanists does a tensor's floating disc and carts off the body in the body bag.
Hey, put that down.
I'm just putting it in the holding area up around the side.
No,
I'll make sure no
leave
one
it here.
touches it. Okay. Brings it back down.
Fucking people trying to spread. You know nothing about disease control.
Let's go.
And I just turned to like the Bahamut like priest, and I'm just like, fucking mages, am I right?
Actually, you get a wholehearted agreement from the
Magic was.
As far as
I'll
Bahamut's
say-
concerned, only the faithful should hold power greater than one's arm. So yeah.
I say it. I'll say this again. Magic was a mistake.
This is my
Says the
tree
giant
ties with
monkey.
yeah.
It's the-
This is my
I don't know if
rebuttal
she's-
with my intelligence of 7. Ooh.
I don't know if she's more or less talkative as a giant monkey. The weird thing is, the longer she does it, the more sense she makes. It's very
Well, you
weird.
do know she's only talking about the heart of Juradan, right?
Oh, and fish.
A slightly soggy Eowyn looks between two rocks and says, I think she's kind of on par. She speaks the same amount in anything. At some point, we need to make her a gecko. I really want to see a gecko that talks that much. I think we've got one here, by the way. Oh, monkey girl. This one over here. And flits up out the way as these pair of giant arms
Well, monkey
come in.
hands.
For,
Monkey come. Monkey clear rock.
Okay, clear lock. I mean, to be fair, it's Glory facilitating this, so I guess that's her contribution.
I mean, every
Yeah.
hour she's just recasting polymorph on you.
Well, it's
well,
a 1 hour of concentration.
yeah, so she has to concentrate.
the stone reveals a gnome who has one. He's kind of got a fractured skull on the one side, it's clearly where it hit him. He's kind of a little delirious. The eye is bloodshot and kind of crushed slightly. He's gripping onto most workers, like Avandra for luck, or Laura for nature, or Arathis, or whatever. This guy's holding what is quite clearly an Ioun pendant. And deliriously, he's chanting over and over again a ritual cast variant of shield. And he says,
Yeah, very nice. Come on. Yeah, that's nice.
He's really tired. He's been probably chanting this over and over again since it fell on him. And he
Before we release
almost
him,
doesn't register you.
Look him over. Does he have like glowing dust on his face? Any rocks sticking out of his skin?
Nope. He seems fine. The original wound seems to seems to be a bit of a problem. But you can see there's not much more after that. It's almost like he threw up a shield spell after he got hit, and then just sustained it. And he goes, kept it up. Father's life. I do the thing.
Yeah, and that'll be a fantastic story to tell at the pub. Now, just
No pub.
that gentleman over there on the left, he'll look after you.
No pub.
Oh, give him a heal.
He's been healed.
He got skittle.
I flick at like a kneecap because I can't reach your ear, and I'm like, I'm healing them. Keep digging, monkey, dig.
The monkey's, probably not got the wherewithal to see, but as the aura starts hitting, you can see that some of the bruising is going back. You can see that the skull is looking a little.
As his skull just comes back out.
Yeah, as one of the various cracks just suddenly snaps in reverse. It's very magical healing. I like to think is quite gruesome.
I imagine it's really visceral when you it's the bone sticking out of the skin, and you just watch as it kind of undoes in slow motion.
Yeah, it just sucks back into the body, and suddenly there's this click as the fracture reattaches. Yeah, definitely. He's still a little delirious though, and he's like, "No pub, hospital, hospital." And you can, a couple of dwarves, miners, come forward and they go, "Taran, I thought you were dead, man. I'm dead. Hospital."
Yeah, that's nice. Shoot.
And they are dragging him away as an Ionite comes forward and says, "Your faith kept you safe. It's okay. I've got you." And starts applying quite a lot of healing to him.
Hey, whoa. Triage. He can go up to the top, and the fresh people can do them. You look very strong. This guy's been working really hard. You two swap out. Come on.
The Ionite looks at you with the look of fucking disgust. She's not happy of being ordered about by some pissant, mortician. She doesn't care that you went off and did some fighting. Big fucking whoop. This Eladrin is not happy being ordered about. She's kind of I'm twice your fucking age, kid.
Of course it is. It's always the fucking elves that have got an inflated opinion of themselves.
Yeah.
The Bahamut priest says, "I'll stay close just in case. You could end up just having a cluster of them." And
but go up the top and get some sleep. You've worked hard enough. Well done.
I'll meditate instead. I'll get some power back faster. That
Sleep. Let me come up there and kick your ass.
Yeah, right. And he heads off, and you can see he is starting to. I was going to say chant. He starts kind of not breathlessly. I'll go with breathlessly. Starting a hymn as he's running up the slope.
Cool. Right. Quick rundown. Potentially, lyrium's growing out of people. We need to be very careful about how much dust we're inhaling. We also got a lot
carry on.
Residuum. Yep. Sorry, thank you. Residuum. Need to be very careful. Guess what? You're on healing duty. I'm on the stabilization duty, and also making sure that we all don't get infected and died. My monkey friend up here will move all the rocks for us. Ready? Let's go.
But of course, brother.
It's like a team building exercise. Your boss has made you do, and you're like,
yeah, this one is chewing wasps behind you.
It's fine. They can have a face like a slapped ass as long as they do the healing. Farewell really couldn't give a fuck. He's just like, most Ionites are pretty cool. High Alpha Ionites, bunch of cocks.
Well, it's a Ladrin, but it's the worst.
Same difference.
What season is the Ladrin?
She's a winter Ladrin, actually.
Yeah.
Even more of a dickhead.
Yeah.
So slightly racist, but okay. But yeah, they you end up getting to the next one. The next one is in a fucking mess. Mostly bled out, an equivalent of death saving throws. The only reason that they haven't bled out is the leg that is currently at a 90-degree angle, and no, not that one. And the only reason they haven't bled out from their open fracture is that another set of rocks has pinned the leg shut in what is a rock tourniquet. You spot just in time as Eclipse was about to lift the rock off the leg.
Hold on.
In this case, it wouldn't be dead blood going back into the body. It would be opening a major artery and then bleeding out in seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be like high velocity arterial splay. That goes everywhere.
We would have a red monkey.
I started to think that maybe monkey was not that much of a good idea. It's been effective, but it has its flaws.
Don't worry, I listen to Farewell because you still have like Eclipse's personality, and she mostly listens to Farewell, especially about medical things.
Yeah, but okay.
Good thing there's nothing Jordan related here then.
Yeah, because then it would be all over the place.
Cora, can I borrow you a sec?
Yeah, sure. What can I do?
Thank you. Well, I'm all jokes aside, you're kind of lighter than everybody else, and I need you to, and I mean this in all sincerity, I need you to straddle this guy and put pressure on this point.
Right. Okay. She like there's a moment when she hears straddle, she's almost going to laugh, and then she's like, no, this guy's dying. Let's not laugh. That's not hard. I mean, just this is the sensible time.
Pull the belt as tight as you can. Right, okay. Reach into my bag, and I'm literally just pulling out all sorts of like gauze and other stuff, and I'm just like packing and tightening and splinting and.
Well, can't you close the wound with healing?
Well, yeah, but there's only so much healing we're giving out because again, we don't know how much further we need to go and how many more people. We've got a ration. It's enough to keep them stable. Then it's going to be old-fashioned triage medicine if they are really bad until we're comfortable that we can move them. Otherwise, we could get to the end and I've got nothing left, and they could be some real fucked up people then that need me.
Yeah.
So that's Farewell's motivation. That's why he's triaging out the clerics, because they're stupid enough to come down and getting shouted at like, "You here, job."
I mean, we haven't been given any sort of indication of how many people at all. Like they haven't seemed to have given.
I didn't really want to do that. This is more of a narrative thing rather than anything else. I threw some challenges in, just descriptive challenges.
Right. Okay.
So, Nick, medical check with advantage.
Sure.
Because you've got both Cora and the Ionites.
That's good, because that was a natural 3 on the first roll. But that's better. That's a natural 19 for a total of 29.
29, absolutely. You bind that leg like a fucking pro. There's enough separation of the leg. I'm not trying to go too gory here, but problem is with my background of working for medical companies and things like that, it's like, I can go into great detail. I really shouldn't have that. Basically, the leg is going to have to be regenerated. If you healed right now, you would have a very healthy stump. And so, you absolutely stabilize the leg, give the nod to Monkey Hat, and
Corinne, sorry, not Corinne, Eclipse. Can you lift onto the minecart for me, please? Just in one. You've got the reach. And he's really good. Like good. Cora, once he's stable, you can hop off.
One narrative thing I would like to add is that if Glory has enough control over the polymorph, she would have left the cat ears on top of the monkey.
I also like to imagine that the monkey's fur is also just like Eclipse's.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
Like it's a snow leopard print.
It's a snow leopard giant monkey.
What
with
fucking
cat ears.
mutant have you spawned?
And as well, it's a bit like, on Dragon Ball Z when the Saiyans turn into the giant monkey forms. They're like giant, huge gorillas, but with really long tails. I also imagine that like Monkey Eclipse also has, like, whilst it's a giant ape and shouldn't have a big tail, it does.
Yes.
Yeah, because if Gloria removed the Eclipse's tail, she wouldn't be able to balance,
Yes.
regardless of her shape.
Yeah. Just turn her human at some point and just watch as she just pivots
Oh,
over.
it should be like newborn giraffes and deers and stuff learning to walk. It should be like,
I mean, yes, because one these feet thing, they're so small. Where are my paws?
And it's like your knees only go one way. It's weird. The next thing that comes up is just as you're getting closer, you can hear kind of like a sinuous sound, kind of a magic sound. There's nothing natural that makes that sound, and it's making the rocks reverberate slightly. And the Ironite does turn around to you and says, "Brother, do you hear that?"
my name's Farewell, not brother. And yes. Yeah, no, I agree. No, whoa, chill for 1 second. We don't need this going bang. Is that a ritual or is that just natural resonance?
I can't mime father.
She goes, no, it's not a spell effect. If it is, it's an ongoing enchantment. I would say it's probably something to do with the rift. But the rift is coming under some disturbance. Maybe it's closing or something. Maybe it's naturally healing. A lot of them do after a while. The veil reasserts itself. But last time it didn't. It took a lot longer. This I'm told. I wasn't here for the first one. Anyway, let's keep going. Onward, madam.
Eclipse. She's called Eclipse.
My apologies, Miss Eclipse. Please. And as Eclipse pulls out one of the rocks, you hear one of the miners going, "Domino! Domino!" And you're like, "Huh? Domino?" As part of the walls just go and
Stone shape.
I was about to say I'm going to get you to do a initiative. So
Okay. I roll initiative. I get advantage on initiative.
We're all rolling initiative or just Farewell?
Those who are under the rock, you went back riding the guy, so I'm going to say you're not at the front. Not in a yee-haw kind of way, but
She may have just once when no one was looking.
With her Indiana Jones hat.
Anyway, so the Ironite, Farewell, and Eclipse is what I'll go for. I'll roll for the Ironite.
17 for Farewell.
Ooh, she fell. And please remember to use your giant ape stats,
Yes.
Monkey Cat.
Monkey Cat rolled a 6. I'm wondering if I should use my luck or rely on Farewell.
Trust in your cleric.
I'm gonna trust in my
Believe
cleric.
Believe in the cleric.
Okay. The only person who acts before the wall coming down is Farewell.
Yeah.
Okay. I cast Stone Shape and I literally smooth out the entire surface.
Okay.
And solidify it.
This is prop it up.
So as everything's falling in, you just do this giant arcing sweep with your hand.
Yeah.
And it turns into Play-Doh for a short period of time, and the ceiling is fixed.
It's not very strong. It's only like a foot, very thin. We need to stabilize it more.
Yeah, you can see the dwarves coming forward shouting, "Shoring! Shoring!" and they start to shore this particular part. Well done. I was about to drop a lot of damage on you. So yeah.
Hey, Glory, quick question.
Yeah.
How difficult would it be to create a rift down here that would cause this kind of chaos with the residuum?
Simon.
Arcana roll, yeah. Now we're going. Now we're pulling all the expertise in.
23.
23. A rift like this is epic level. It's multiplanar. It would be somebody's life's work or an epic archmage's
Or
work.
really freaky accident.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking almost wish level kind of. Yeah, it's above a lot of people. Maybe like an arcane institution, many mages working together over time could do it.
So this is very difficult. Not even we can do it yet.
Yeah, it's like a group of high-powered mages with a lot of magical amplifiers, things that they source that have a high magical resonance, probably to the plane they're trying to open the rift to. Could do it without being able to cast level 9 spells. If not, we're talking level 9, maybe level 8.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Archmages at the very least in power scale. Farewell.
So either something very, very bad, or we got really, really, really unlucky because somebody got super greedy.
More like several people got really greedy if it comes to that. Otherwise, natural phenomenon with several planes overlapping each other.
It's like what I keep saying.
Yes, we know magic was a mistake.
The next few rocks that come off reveal a body that probably died a couple hours ago. They have a thin veneer of frosting, red frosting on them.
Yep, definitely the planes.
Another one for the bag. Out of curiosity, Simon, does this one, I didn't have time to look at the other ones, but I'm going to take a little bit of time now. Does this look like it's, for example, there's been an explosion and it's all just like covered them and been embedded in their skin? Or does this look like it's been exposed and therefore it's adhered and growing therefore out of?
It's like somebody is sweating a saturated solution that is then crystallizing on the top of the skin.
No. Fuck.
As you move it into the bag, you do see that a part comes off the head because it does kind of crack a bit. And you can see that it's perfectly like somebody's put plaster of Paris or something like that over the head and made like a cast.
Shit. Oh, that's not good. Oh boy. Okay, we got to keep moving. People, lives save people. Worry about it later. Put this with the other.
This keeps going, and you get to a point where this bright orange, like a blood orange, red orange glow is coming out from between the rocks now. You're very close to this thing, and it's almost like you're getting arcane sunburn, a light arcane sunburn from the light. There's also this flickering of energy, and it's kind of like a more yellow flickering that's coming between the rocks. Do any of you speak Primordial?
Well, Farewell
does.
Okay. Farewell, you're pretty rusty on your Terran.
Yep.
But you do hear this. It's a Terran, so somebody from the elemental plane of Earth going, "Hurry up, woman! I can only hold this so long."
Oh.
Well, we don't hear that. Only Farrell does.
Yeah.
The hell? Okay, we have a problem. Somebody is definitely channeling magic down here through this. We need to get through this quicker because they're losing grip. Guys, rest of you, get ready for a fight.
Eclipse pulls a pretty large rock out the way, and it opens up a window to a large earth elemental, larger than normal, mantling over Renata Green, who is like fucking full-on Emperor Palpatine, and she's got gold lightning shooting from her fingertips onto a rift in space.
I assume she's trying to contain the rift.
She's
No, you will die.
She's in this rictus, this grimace of either concentration or pain, and she's sweating. Even with like her elegant clothes, you can see the area around her neck is sweat-soaked. You can see that there's a trickle of blood coming out of her nose as she's
So it's treason.
doing something with the rift. The noise of the lightning means that she can't hear you, and you can see the amount of light that's going into her eyes. She's kind of got them wide open and blinkered. You have a feeling she can't actually perceive you at this point. You make the window bigger. Yeah.
Yes, I make the window bigger.
The earth elemental looks and goes,
democracy.
and he says, "It looks like the rescue party is here, woman. They're going to help you." And he's holding up the roof.
I go and essentially like help him by taking off the load and like placing it.
Yeah, he hands you just one gigantic hand, hands you this fucking boulder that even you are going, oh shit. It's like a whole section of roof he's given you.
Yeah.
And as he does that, some rocks kind of come up and he just swats it out from Renata Green. He's mantling right over it to the point where his chin is like just over the top of her head.
Yeah, I clear the thing that's above him.
He turns around to you. You don't understand a fucking word, but Farewell may tell you later. He turns around and goes, "Thank you, giant beast."
I say in Terran back, Eclipse.
"Thank you, Eclipse, giant beast."
No, just Eclipse.
"Thank you, just Eclipse."
You know what? Never mind.
Does like Renata hear this?
Probably.
Renata seems mesmerized by whatever's in front of her. You can see that there's burns at the end of her fingers as this gold lightning pours out of her. At this point, I'd probably ask those who want to try it. Arcane, what the fuck is she doing?
Yeah, I can roll.
Am I back or am I still...
Yeah, you're back. You only backed up so that you won't get crushed by the ceiling. You were just like 20 foot
my arcana is rubbish,
You're a
but I'm
giant
gonna roll
monkey.
because it's fun.
I rolled a 14 minus 2, which is 12.
Pretty lights.
30, 20.
11.
Okay. Farewell with advantage.
Okay. That's 21.
21. Okay. So Felicia and Nick. Felicia, what Glory sees is that somehow she's keeping the rift from tearing open more and possibly, you're not sure, possibly trying to get it to close. Nick, you go all the way to, she's putting it in stasis. She's pushing time away from the rift.
Good.
At the moment, the rift is in a total state of 0 time. It's completely frozen in time. Unfortunately, she's having to use this gold lightning to push away time. And it's hurting her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, ooh, help!
Yeah, I know.
I can't punch it.
No, my problems
I
can
call
no
Chuck
longer
Norris
be
and
solved
roundhouse
with
kick
my
the rift out of
punching.
existence.
I
wish
mean, you
to
can
solve
certainly
my
try.
problems
It
with
would be fun to
violence.
try.
Ooh, ooh. No, that seems like an awfully bad idea.
Yes.
Yeah, but it will be fun.
No.
But it
I
would
am
be
not causing a
fun.
second explosion.
Okay, you can see that Renata is struggling.
I will.
She's
hold on.
basically it's a
I'm
tie.
letting
It's
other
a
people
tie
do things
between
if there's something
her
else other
time
people
and the
wanna do
rift.
before
So
I jump in.
what would you like to do?
What were we saying, Pavel?
I said I was going to let other people do stuff before I say what I was going to do. So.
Well, I have nothing. I keep clearing. That's what I can do.
Cora, give me an insight check.
Remember, you also have the guidance coin, Kate. So you permanently have guidance.
Not sure that's going to help me much. My insight check is 8 plus... plus 4, so maths 12?
You get a feeling of ill emotion. Just like a reason to wail is emanating from the scene.
I don't like this. I don't know what I would do though. It's a time thing she's doing. I'm waiting for Farewell, who knows stuff about time. Really, because he can maybe help her hold it or do what she's doing.
Oh, you guys could close the rift.
I can't. Like we did that once before, didn't we? I can't remember how we did it. Did we do it before?
It was
Must have.
so long
You RP'd it is the short answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nick.
RP
Some
pissed
sort
him
of-
off.
Like yeah.
Nick used his, or Farewell used his knife.
Yeah,
what
that's
he
how
did.
we did.
That's true.
I was gonna suggest Simon.
Mhm.
I don't know how this works with Alaria, but like in my head, I want to try and like help Renata by basically sharing some of my like spell slots, like transferring them.
So yeah, what you wanted to do is channel your power into her.
Yeah.
You're at a level now where the answer to everything almost is you can give it a try. Yeah, I mean technically that's always been my answer, but you're
You
at
would
a
like
point.
it to succeed.
You're a
though.
point. Yeah, you're a point where fudging it is definitely on the table, and you have a feeling that skin contact would probably be an amplifier for this, which in some cases can be dangerous. But looks like you're not going to conduct any of this electricity, being that it's not really electricity.
Yeah.
So if you want to channel your power of dragon magic into Renata, you can do that, but it does require you to touch her. That's all.
Yeah, that was the issue.
How about this? I'm going to touch her because I put my hand on her shoulder and I cast
Oh, yeah.
Cure Wounds at a 5th level, and she takes 36 points of healing.
Okay, that does get through to her. And the lightning still pouring from her fingers, she looks at you with this gimlet stare. She kind of side on goes, took your time.
We had a date with a devil.
I'm more important.
Valid.
I'm sorry for standing you up. And
Actually, let's put Renata in the background as well. There we go. Yeah, she and yeah. Normally, you see her with such poise, such grace, Yeah, you can see that the healing did something. Not entirely sure what you healed, but it did something beneficial. She's hyperventilating. Her eyes almost looks like it almost burnt out of fucking cataracts. No cataracts. The lenses of her eyes, because she has this cataracty look. That's why the word came to my head. She's looking slightly delirious. I mean, she's arm wrestling with a rift in time. Sorry, a rift in space.
A good time to perhaps close this, don't you think?
If you insist.
Help her! I can't do anything. I'm a monkey.
Go on, Glory. You wanted to try something?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, I don't think it will work what I was originally thinking, but, like, can we, like, if she is taking time away from it, shouldn't it be possible to basically, like, power it off by sucking out whatever magic is left in it? Or whatever, like, the energy behind it?
This is a rip. It's a tear in reality. You can see it's a jagged rift. It's not a portal. Portal, absolutely. Pull the power source on a portal, it goes zoop, because a portal is a reconfiguration of the veil between worlds.
Yeah.
This is an absolute tear. This has been torn.
Why wouldn't your power transference work, do you think, Alicia?
Because I'm a sorceress, not a wizard.
I will give you that you know enough about Arcana that power is power. She won't be able to wield it and shape it the same way you will, but you're pretty sure that you can channel it for her, therefore putting it into a usable form and refilling the tank, as it were.
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay.
Or we do it the easy way.
Gone.
Remember
Well, when we killed the Witch Queen, we picked up this artifact thingy that gives people back their spell slots. Remember?
True. Yeah, you're carrying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
It allows
prove
you
with
to,
that.
it allows you to transfer spell slots into other people.
Yeah. Easier and less finicky, I think.
Do
Super.
you want to take? I've got a 7th level free. If you want to take it and transfer it.
She can have mine for now.
Okay. You're going to dump. You're going to pull out the pylon from your bag of holding, hold it to her, and shove a 7th level spell slot through the pylon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As it hits her, there's this sudden, and the lightning stops, and there's this golden aura around, golden crackling aura around the rift, and she goes, "That bought us a minute. Thankfully, I can make a minute last a day." And you look back, and everyone else is going.
See, I don't look so bad now, do I? No. Okay, maybe not the time for this.
I knew you were going to arrive, but I didn't know what you were going to do.
The oohing is getting confusing. I'm not sure if she's upset or like not.
Yes.
If anyone knows message, you can like message me and I'll be able to speak back.
Yeah, but that's not as fun, Corinne.
Yeah, that's not as fun. That's nowhere near as fun.
Deflate the monkey.
Anyway, Farewell, you closed the last one. Your turn.
But I don't. You don't know how weird it feels to use this thing. It's very unpleasant. As the smoke begins like rolling down like his armored arm and coalesces into his hand, and the knife appears.
Renata says, "Okay, we have an opportunity here. I don't know why this rift opened the first time, let alone the second. We kept it quiet last time. We had to. I couldn't get a handle on it. It exists outside of my purview, and that really scares me. As I say, I've stretched, or more importantly, we're all going incredibly fast at the moment compared to everybody else and the world as a whole. We get a chance to learn now. Go in the initiative. And means that those miners here can still be helped when we come out the other side. I need to hold this open. But I also need you to go through. You've got maybe half an hour.
Why would I go through? Why wouldn't we just close it?
Closing it's going to be difficult enough. But if we close it now just to say, well, we'll do this again with the next one and maybe everybody won't die next time. And no,
We need to shut the mine down.
it doesn't just appear in the mind.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It appears in the ground as well. When it's in the
No,
ground,
you're kidding
it's
now.
fine. When it's in the ground, it's fine. It doesn't really do anything. We can detect that it's there because we can feel magic bending around it, being scattered by it. But in time, it closes again, and nothing can really get through because it's literally a giant stone wall on the opposite side. When it's in the mine, it's devastating, but it's an opportunity. We went through last time. The other rift was easier to close. This one's more violent, and I need to know about that as well. I'll do what I can to study it this side. Nip in, find out what you can, and get back out as soon as you can. Okay? You're powerful enough to withstand anything that's in there. Last time we went in there, there was a giant corpse covered in red residuum. The same energies are coming out into here. We need to know. You're strong. You're knowledgeable. I need you to go in. Please.
Guess we got no choice, huh?
Woo!
You're
You're a cat again.
You're a cat
oh, sorry.
You've said 3 times.
I like how Eclipse has literally been just going ooh, 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 and it's like
She's just so in the moment still. She still thinks she's
Yeah, like it takes a bit to come back.
I didn't
This-
hear the "you're a cat again" part. Oh,
Okay.
it's like we know you embrace monkey, but come back to
I-
civilization.
Yes, I was trying to like tell him I don't want to be a monkey anymore. But okay.
Time
okay.
works differently on the other side, but the dilation should be the same near the portal, near the rift. Don't go too far away from the rift. No more than I'd say about 120 foot. But just learn what you can. And are you going in?
Sure.
Sure, yes.
Yeah, we got no choice. We're going in.
Okay. You step through, and the transition is, for all the violence of this rift, the transition is fast, smooth, no problem. Like just walk into a
Just
doorway.
say that it's a Star Wars wipe transition.
Smooth. You find yourself on a bleak landscape, glowing red, just everywhere. Not crystals on the floor, just a barren rock like a desert. You can see that, sure enough, a large, fiendish skeleton covered in giant red crystals is in front of you. The large, curved horns reminiscent of a baristra just collapsed in front of you. There's some smaller bodies there, smaller skeletons. The landscape is vast around you. Large, almost unbroken mountainscape in front. Instead of the mountains going up and down, just this long razor ridge. Kind of a natural, weird shape to it. What would you like to look for? What would you like to scrutinize?
Why is it that everything we do involves like the worst places? The next time like something really like exciting happens, can it be on like the paradise like plain of endless white sandy beaches and palm
You know
trees?
that place doesn't exist, right?
A man can dream.
Hey, I can do an adventure on the plain of fluffy bunnies.
Let's do it.
They're all the
They're
bunnies
all the
from Monty
bunnies from-
Python and the Holy Grail.
I was about to say, I watch Fate Zero. I can do bunnies.
Yeah.
Bunnies will murder you all.
I'm sorry, ReZero, not Fate Zero. I watch
Yeah.
ReZero. I know bunnies.
Oh yes, those bunnies. Yes.
Eating my eyes. Oh god,
Also-
it's eating my eyes.
Also, if you go to the land of like white beaches, chances are we're gonna have to deal with like some
He
Like,
has
la-
big pointy
land
teeth.
like real estate bullshit, or someone trying to build a hotel in it.
Oh,
Do you really
it's
wanna
like
deal
the
with that?
extra planar Hawaii where like
Yeah.
it's just full of like those asshole tourists that are like, oh yes, we come to Hawaii all the time, and you're like, oh, just die.
It's like, I want to kill them all, and yet I can't technically find a reason why I should attack them. What would you like to do? You've got this strange, red, glowing, almost moonscape in front of you.
Well, I look at the two magic aspects and go, ah!
Yeah, Simon. Can we like roll Arcana or something to try and I don't know.
You can
figure
roll
out-
Arcana to look at particular things. What are you looking at?
I want to look around and try and figure out where the flying fuck are we?
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. To do that would be either history or Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of kneel down, check out the ground. It seems to be what seems to be a light, almost. It's a weak stone, like sandstone, or maybe like a chalk, but it's not a white chalk. Give me a roll.
25 Arcana.
Okay. 25 Arcana. You pick up the rock.
Mhm.
Hold it up. Crush it in your hand. It kind of breaks like badly set plaster. Squish it amongst your fingers. It's too uniform. It's very strange. It's like nothing has ever grown here. And you're reminded of back in the university, you flash back. You're learning about creation and how when the planes were created, pure forms of things were made. And it took for the gods to allow the plane to age and ferment and contaminate itself to get the stronger materials that it's made of now. There seems to be badly set clay, recently created, too uniform. Grab 2 handfuls of this stuff, scrutinize it, no flecks, perfectly uniform. You have a feeling that this is created. I mean, technically everything's created by the gods, but this plane is created. You look back at the rift. Sure enough, it seems to be a plane transition. Certainly not on Mundus anymore, but
Do you think this is where the architect all gets his magic powder from?
Don't know, but I know
Is
what I am
residue?
gonna do. And I reach into my bag, and I've got several empty glass vials.
Mhm.
I'm just taking some plain dirt,
Sure.
dirt off the floor.
Yeah, you take it. Seems to be, now that you're looking at it as well, seems to be neither soil nor rock, like a strange clay.
Interesting. Oh, something to...
I know you're big enough and highly leveled enough that you can do your own investigation. What else do you want to look at?
Is there anything that looks different from just being this red stuff everywhere?
You have a feeling it's not necessarily red. Looking at it, it's got a slightly different hue to other things that are bathed in this red light. Maybe like a tan color, maybe, if you took it into white light. And
I've got detect magic on the whole time.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, I'm being blinded by it all.
Pissing out of everything. And no more so than the crystals that are covering the bodies.
Yeah.
The skeletons, by the way, seem to be they seem to have some desiccated flesh on them, but that's about it.
Do you think this whole plane is made out of residuum?
Possible.
I'm gonna try and I cast my mage hand. Does it seem amplified at all?
Because you're not channeling any of the residuum crystals or anything like that, which would be a way of, if you were good at manipulating energy, you could potentially use residuum to restore spell slots, maybe, or at least just pull out the energy from the residuum to do the spell instead. You pull together a mage hand. Woof. Mage hand seems to cast normally. If anything, it's not amplified, but there seems to be less resistance. It happens very quickly. Very quickly, very easily.
Is there any sign of other life here?
No. The only sign that there was any sentient creatures are the dead bodies that are currently turning into that are turned into crystal emplacements.
And it didn't like match up with any other plane we've heard of.
Nah.
Can I investigate whether it looks like any of this has been mined?
Ooh, good shout.
Ooh, give me a perception check.
Oh, can I give you an investigation? That's
Absolutely.
Actually, wait.
Investigation's probably better.
It's better for me.
Yeah.
Right,
Investigation is probably what you do because you don't need to spot it. It's there. So you do, because perception is what used to be spot. So investigation definitely.
That's a natural 20 with a +5, and my guidance is just an extra 1, but that's a 26.
Okay. Guidance.
What's Nick's trying to say?
I was saying woot woot woot.
Oh, you did. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
The guidance seems to work more strongly here, maybe, or maybe it just happened faster. You're suddenly you feel the presence of the coin in your pocket, and you start looking around, and it's like things are dragging your attention now with that little bit of extra guidance. But you were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and because maybe it's your time that you've spent in an alien plane of existence that you are just ready to ask those kind of questions. And you start piecing it together, I guess, in a bit of a CSI thing. You can see that the large Goristro type fiend and a couple of the smaller ones, they all, the way that they've fallen, it doesn't look like they fell in battle. In fact, the way that the skeletons are there, it's almost like they just tripped over and died. Or died and as a result just flopped over. They died suddenly.
Hmm.
And for them all to have died suddenly and to all be in the same pose, you make the assumption that they all died at exactly the same time. Also, because it's a natural 20, you look back up after looking at the ground and all the rest of it. You look back up at the strange-looking mountains in the distance, and you realize they're kind of too close for you to really get a bead on it.
Hmm.
There's a very slight curve. It goes off into the distance. And then you look at the striations coming down from the ridge. And you're like, no. It can't be. There's never been a crater that big before. It looks like maybe 1/100th of the biggest crater you've ever imagined.
Someone's mined it a lot.
And it's so close that the crater looks like, the sides of the crater looks like a mountain range, a very high mountain range. You know, when you go to the cinema and you sit at the front and then you realize that your peripheral vision can't see the sides of the screen? That,
It's like
but with this crater.
It's similar to those open strip mines in like Australia and stuff, where like it's that big spiral and you stand at the bottom, and you might as well be like at the foot of Everest. It's so high.
This doesn't look like a strip mine though. If this is a
it's an
crater,
impact.
it would be like an impact crater, like a meteorite hit.
So potentially this red residuum is maybe a meteorite that's just happened to have hit in this area potentially. Is that the?
I'm still going to trip off the
thought?
natural 20. The red residuum seems to be growing off them. It didn't land on them. It's growing off them.
It's growing. Okay.
Ah.
Or grew off them. It seems to have stopped growing as far as you're able to perceive. Otherwise, they'd be covered in it.
Right.
And instead, it's just coming off them.
I wonder if there was like a demon or something that plummeted into here.
Yeah, well, the big question is, where is here?
Well, I have a sneaky suspicion we're on the plane where Sir Stabalot is, but
That's you.
no, the other one, the one
The
that
other
builds
one?
creepy things.
Oh, you
The
mean the one?
architect.
Oh, right, okay.
The Scumfuse is back.
We have missed.
Is this where we all die? Because no one's done a wild magic yet, and which obviously means that it's about to happen before the end.
Oh, is
right?
that-
You know, you just had to set it.
Why
Didn't
would
you?
you say that?
Yeah,
in
why would
this
you
place
say
of
that?
all places?
This...
I mean, maybe.
I mean, this is
Time
the
of
end
all
of the show.
time.
This is the perfect time for a cliffhanger / TPK. You know, isn't it?
I mean,
If
I mean,
anything,
I can press it, and then no one else can press it, and it won't work when I press it.
And then it will work. You'll be the downfall of
If
us all.
anything,
No, I can't use the channel points. If I use them, then it becomes null.
All right, you think that's gonna work?
You
do
can't meta your way out. If you fire off a wild magic burst, I'll just say Scumfuse got a freebie.
How
Oh.
No.
I-
No.
this
And
is
that's the end of
Simon.
our show. Quick, Simon.
very
Quick,
quickly,
fish.
Simon.
If anything
Based-
terrible happens, it's on you, Kate.
Based
Okay.
on
I love some
based
drama.
on the height of the surface edge, how far away from the portal would I think the impact point be?
Impact point. Hard to tell the point because you can't tell exactly how big the crater is, and therefore it's hard to triangulate the center. You think you're probably somewhere around maybe 60 to 80 miles away from the first part of the incline.
Jesus. us, and we can only go a couple of 100 feet away from the portal before time starts going. Weird.
Well, if we can't, then
Yeah, is it?
I look at our 4 familiars.
Mistress, I would be delighted
It's been
to
so
go and
long.
learn these dark secrets.
no,
So Athena, go!
it hasn't been long enough.
I said
Anyway,
away Athena before
stay-
that creepy
stay
thing.
here.
Sure, and your owl launches. Are you sending the wormling?
Yeah.
Erin, please stay here. I don't. Out of all of you, you can stay.
Are they? Wait a minute. How long has it been? Do I still have the mastiff and the rat?
Yes, if they came through with it.
I mean, I don't think they can communicate with me though, can they? But
No.
But you tell them to run off, they'll go, okay.
I'll tell them to look. I'll tell them to. I will actually. Yes, I will tell them to look for anything different or unusual and to bring it back.
Okay.
You asked the dog to go and find the shiniest bone he could.
Basically.
And a rat. Go on then. I'll take those. I will take those.
All right. Should
Athena
I roll something for
and
it?
the
Or...
worm- I will, because
Okay.
I am the dog and the rat.
Fair enough.
Well, the dog got a natural 20. The rat got a 5. Okay, so so they're going off sniffing, and as they do so, Athena and the wormling,
I will look through Athena's eyes.
sure, the landscape starts being eaten up by the familiars, and Athena is going high. The wormling can kind of levitate a bit, can be like up to 15 foot off the ground. Prefers to be kind of like just a few, like half a foot or a foot off the ground, but fast, definitely fast. I'll do Athena first. Athena goes high, very, very high. You can feel that there's a strange kind of dilation as Athena maybe is flying for longer than you're experiencing. That's just very strange. Yeah. It's taking longer for Athena to go to, but you are getting it all weirdly in real time. And you drop a lot of frames, put it that way. And yeah, she just about gets to the top, and you confirm it's a crater. Big ass crater. Looking at the kind of ways that it curls in at the top, there was indeed an impact zone. You're thinking the center of this crater is somewhere in the region of, if it was a straight travel without any climbing, maybe a month, maybe 5 weeks travel.
Jesus Christ, that thing must have been huge when it landed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Which makes me think that it has something to do with architecture.
Looking at the ripples coming out, whatever hit, the force wave was enough to turn the landscape into Play-Doh and push it back.
I mean, it hit the planets. It hit this planet so hard it glassed the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're talking about, because I presume that you're keeping your hearing to be able
Yeah.
to relate to the others, when he says glasses the place, you can see, because there's a general ambient light around it, the area. Yeah, sure enough. Yeah, it does look a little shinier, actually. Perfectly polished on the inside of the crater.
Yep, superheated. Immediately turned everything into silica.
The wormling communicates back. Mistress, the power, the incredible power. I can feel it. I can feel it all around me. And yet, the power does not emanate from the ground, mistress. It simply fallen all about me. I can feel these crystals. I can feel, yes, the surface of the ground. I can feel it emanating up. It's dusted with power. It's not the ground itself. Everything below is dead, inert, basic. But what happened on the surface, that's what I want to know about. Yes, I want to know what happened for that. Some great act, no doubt, maybe the opus of the greatest magical being that's ever existed. Oh, to serve such a being. Oh, yes.
Don't forget yourself.
Mhm.
No, mistress, I still serve you. But can you imagine the possibilities? What you would be part of to be part of such great works. Yes, I can feel it. I almost want to feast upon it. And yet, I know to do so would be folly. And don't worry, mistress. Your servant is a smart servant.
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, this is not. It's interesting though. It seems like the energy is coming from all around.
The dog suddenly, "Uff, uff," and pointing with the nose, scratching at something with a paw.
The dog found something.
It's about 60 foot. I was about to give you a compass direction, but there is no compass directions.
But it's
It's
close
about-
enough that I can go to it. He doesn't have to
it's
bring
only,
it
it's,
back.
only, it's only about 60 foot away from the rift. It's just there's a lot of ground to cover,
Yeah, sure.
and you
Okay.
can walk behind the rift, so it's like 360 degrees worth of 120 foot.
Mhm.
It's a lot.
Looks like the dog's found something. And I'll wander over if anyone else comes.
Not with your hands, gloves, mage hands, tongs.
Dog.
Oh, the dog.
The-
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll get the dog to lift it up and hold it in its mouth, and I'll look at it.
Sure. Yeah. 45,216 square foot. The dog snuffles its nose into this, ends up with this strange tan dust on its muzzle as it pulls out into its mouth what seems to be some sort of pendant. Seems to be made of maybe gold. Under this light.
Can
Could be something
I investigate to see if I recognize symbols or anything?
Yep. Dog brings it up to you, and you can see that it is the pendant is quite large. It was on one of the larger fiends. Looks like it would have gone round either the shoulders, so like a amulet, or maybe about the waist. And hanging from this large chain, which is not meant for comfort. It's a square cross-section chain. The pendant hanging from it is a single circle, and then underneath that, elongated pyramid. So much longer than it is wide. It's only about that wide, about that long. And yeah, it seems to be, and the ball and the pendant move independently of each other.
Do we recognize it, though?
No.
So clear.
So
I mean, farewell, is it? Do you recognize it from some religion?
I don't know. Do I recognize it from some religion?
no.
And we get to find out.
Next time on the Benefactor.
Yes, we do.
Good, because I've got a lot of stuff going through my head that I need to process.
Same
That's
benefactor
what-
time, same benefactor channel.
That's what I was thinking. That's
Completely new
Also-
plane of existence.
Kate, just before we go, apparently my friend's telling me that me and Nick are very low in volume. The other audience.
Oh, I'm a little bit far away from my mic. That'll be why.
I
Well,
mean,
I shouldn't
don't
be.
I don't know
So
why
I don't know.
you are, unless you were wandering away, because I'm not controlling your volumes at all. You guys
We're doing our own.
you're doing your own.
Yeah, and
I-
mine is at maximum, and it's
Okay.
saying I'm doing well, so I don't know.
I mean, are they is it in comparison to me? Because that's the only difference would be my mic in comparison to you as a whole.
No, it's me and Nick specifically. All the others seem to
Yeah,
be fine.
it
You
That's
sound
strange.
should
pretty
be
loud
on
to me. But...
your side, Corinne.
Yeah, you're
because
all
if
quite loud
me
to
and
me, so yeah.
Simon aren't fine, then
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
everyone say something like go around the
hello,
circle.
I am Glory.
Something.
I'm glorious. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Cool,
Hello.
Simon.
How are we doing, John? Is still there?
I mean, you are louder than Felicia at least now, but you're
Yeah,
leaning
loud-
forward.
Yeah, I was about to say Corinne's louder than the others compared to in my
Yeah.
ears at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Twitch
Anyway.
does weird things sometimes.
Twitch does weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick,
Nick
Nick
maybe
is,
she's-
Nick is
maybe
definitely
she's top-
quieter, but
yeah, Nick
he's...
is quiet, and Corinne's probably topping out Twitch. So there we go. Yeah.
It's okay.
Right, I'll keep an eye on it next
and
time, and
Storm
I'll.
says you're all fine.
We
so
should try and
anyway.
do. We should try and do a tester going around, and I'll make
that's-
sure that we're
that's
all
fine.
leveled next time before the show.
Storm says it's about equal for everybody. So again, it could just be Twitch fuckery. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Thank you for letting us know, though. We do appreciate it because you know
Yeah.
it's nice to know if there's an issue that I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are going to do a quick raid, and we will see you on Monday night for Numenera, continuing Numenera. I need to catch up. I didn't see the last episode, so I need to catch up with that. But it's good to see Ed and the others back. And then Thursday, we will continue on with episode 8 of Excelsior Rising, which has got very interesting now. Much ado about Faye. I've got Faye in 2 games now, but the everybody's starting to get to know their powers, apart from poor Helen, who has gone back to square one and explained away her powers, and as such is effectively a muggle again. So we'll see how the players manage to pull her back into the fold for the impending war that's going to happen very fast, because we've only got, technically speaking, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 sessions left. So
Wow.
we will see how they do. Oh yeah, I've thrown them in the deep end. It's like, oh, you're aware of your powers. By the way, you're fighting for your lives. Go.
For 13 cents
Good
also
fun.
for you.
But they've been rocking it, I have to say. Really loved it. And lots of references as well. Last time we referenced Naomi Campbell, and not only that, but 90s Naomi Campbell, and then realized most people were too young to understand.
Yeah, that's when you realise you're old if you're referencing something and everyone's like, but before, before
Okay,
2000,
Christy and
we
I
weren't
knew
even
what we
born.
were talking about. You know, we referenced the actual fashion that she was wearing at that time. And Dave also referenced Sooty, was it Sooty Sue and Princess Luna from My Little Pony? Anyway, but yes, lots of pop
Rambling.
references going in there. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. And for those in the UK, a wonderful long weekend, because it's a 3-day weekend. And we will join, let's see. Let's go for Nyx. Chances are he'll end up signing off the second I go in there, Milet. But
So often the case, isn't it?
yeah, Nyx is playing Sea of Thieves. So let's go and do a little bit Pirates instead.
Nice. All right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.
Night.